People are surprised by the pigmentation of the central pan, that aluminum color. They are all surprised with all these with those weird expression, like they haven't seen something like that before. And this made me laugh and actually made me record this video now, because come on, we have seen this before. So I have my actually version using existing Pat McGrath shades, and I'll go through these shades. So this is, I did some trials. These are all Pat McGrath shades, and this is my, let's say, best guess. Just to tell you, you may already have that palette, and I don't see it so unique to spend that money. I would invest on something else, and I have my previous video about my top picks. But about this palette, I mean, this central shade that is so pigmented, come on, it's an aluminum color, and it's quite easy to make it looking like metal, like a liquid metal. It's not something new. A lot of brands have proposed the palette, and I would suggest a palette that you may have already in your collection that is close to this Pat McGrath palette, even in the formula, and it's the Nabla palette. Yeah, I don't remember the name. I will put the name in this video. And if you have that palette, I think you can skip for sure this Quint Bronze Bliss by Pat McGrath. This is a shade from a Decadence palette, and it may be a bit bluish, so cooler leaning compared to the actual shade in the new palette. But honestly, guys, from swatches, yeah, it's nice, but that formula is not revolutionary. It's sold as a new formula. It may be a new formula. What I'm seeing there, it's, yeah, creamier formula, but these creamy eyeshadows have two cons. The first one is that they tend to dry out over time. So let's see, I will go with this. I won't buy it, so I won't be able to tell. The other con is that these creamy shades, on me, they crease almost immediately. And honestly, it is also a con of the Decadence palette. On me, the Decadence palette creases. So yeah, it's not my favorite in terms of formula. I prefer the drier shades, and the Decadence is made in US, and I know that the new Quints are made in Italy, so the lab is different, the formula is for sure different, but they look quite similar. Then I picked a black. I mean, it's a black, it's a standard black, nothing to say. This is actually my favorite black from Pat McGrath, and it's this one. And it comes from the Dark Star collection. Is called Dark Matter Pigment, but she has released a few iteration of this shade, but this is baked shade, and it's amazing because it has a golden sheen and it has no glitters at all, and it can be sheared out in a beautiful way. It is very blendable, and you can, you see, achieve a grayish layer of color. It is very nice. So this is my favorite black in my collection, and yeah, okay. Then I just took a champagne shade. This champagne shade, while I'm trying to achieve again the focus. The champagne shade that I picked is from the last mega palette, not the latest one, the one before. I chose the last mega palette because it has a formula that is more resembling of this, the newest one of the Quint, that is metallic with sparkles. And then we have the two bronzes. So from the videos, a few videos that I looked, I could see that the central bronze was a bit cooler in tone, a bit golden, and I chose this color that is actually the bronze color that you have in the big Mothership palette, Divine Rose 1, this one here. is this color here. And for the other one, I picked actually the potted palette. I will put a picture of the palette on the screen, and it's actually this color here that is a duochrome, and I chose that color because the bronze shade over there is warmer than this one, so I wanted a little bit of warmth, and that is a gold with a reddish warm undertone, and I thought it would suit, it would be close to the actual one. So this is my dupe for the Pat McGrath Bronze Bliss, using all existing Pat McGrath shades. I'm quite happy with this result. I don't think that the new palette is so unique to justify purchasing it, both in terms of formula and colors. And I tend to side-eye those YouTubers that say, oh my gosh, this is so creamy, so blinding. I've never seen something like that before, because it's not true. You can have a very beautiful color scheme in the Nabla existing palette, and also in the Pat McGrath, as you can see. So up to you. And what are your thoughts? Just let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to know what are your impressions now that this palette has started to be revealed with unfiltered swatches here and there on YouTube. And subscribe to my channel to chat together. I tend to be very critical with the new releases because I find it unnecessary to buy everything, you know. So let me know what you think, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.